morning, Alex. For our viewers, I'm here with Alex Shivananda, Managing Director of Cambridge Associates. Would you like to say something about your firm and yourselves before we start talking about LPs?
Hi, David. Yeah, thanks for having me here. My name is Alex Shivananda. I'm a Managing Director, Partner, and Head of Secondaries at Cambridge Associates. People tend to know Cambridge Associates from the private equity benchmarks that we provide. But what they may not know is that we actually have over $500 billion of assets under advisory. And so we build and manage portfolios for our clients.
So, Alex, are LPs expecting lower distributions this year?
The short answer is yes. The last 10 years have really been a bull run in terms of distributions to LPs. So they've been conditioned to that. But the underlying mechanism of circling capital back to LPs has slowed down.
And that's because of fewer deals or other factors, valuations?
The underlying source is because of the markets being uncertain, because of valuations coming down, because of interest rates increasing. And then so that has a cycle effect into less exits. So traditionally in private equity, the exits have been in IPOs, M&A, refinancings, and dividends, potentially, dividend recaps. That has slowed tremendously. So that's what's been impacting the whole market.
So fundraising environment is not going to be easy, we know that, but where do you think it's going from here? Is it steady? Is it going down? Is it going up? What's your expectations?
Yeah, I think generally the market sentiment is that fundraising is going to be a bit more challenging. But the context also is that over the last 5 years or so, the fundraising has really been at breakneck speed. So whereas usually funds came to the market once every 4 years, they've tended to come back to the market every 2 years, right? So double the pace, and not only that, but funds have been raising considerably more capital for their successor fund. So 1.5, sometimes 2 times their previous fund. So that has been the case for the last few years. People have been conditioned to that to an extent, but I think there's going to be a correction.
So basically the pace of fundraising has been too fast and the step-ups have been too big and we need to go back to sort of more normal times?
Well, I don't think we need to go back. I think we're kind of, that's a nature of what's happening right now.
Okay.
And so, but I think it's a reversion back to a more normal, quote unquote, period. It's been as good as it gets over the past 5 to 10 years in the private markets.
Okay, well that was not too shabby. LPs are still hot for fundraisings to be involved, or are they taking a wait and see approach?
So, LPs, they do rely on liquidity to be able to recycle and put back into the private markets. The other thing is that there are various LPs that we represent as well that do have liquidity needs for their operational budgets. So there's a real need for liquidity. And I think going forward, LPs are going to just be a bit more cautious for that reason. They need it for their operational budget. They have seen that liquidity is not as extensive as it used to be. And then thirdly is, there's the denominator effect of the public market exposures that are influencing the percentage of privates that they have in their portfolio. And so, you want to keep an eye out on balancing that. Maybe not immediately, but 2022 has been a full year of that, and so that's another thing that people are keeping their eyes on.
So survival of the fittest, GP, basically.
Well, survival of the fittest, but I think it's also really readjusting your expectations. I think the last decade has been exceptional with very low cost of capital and a great bull run. And that isn't necessarily, quote unquote, normal. That isn't the mean. So it's a reality check.
Let's see where the year takes us. Alex, thank you for your insightful comments.